This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of Fan Expo Chicago 2025. And honestly, it was a really fun event. I think there was some really bad problems with their scheduling, and they had some pretty big mess ups there. And I will be talking about this in just a moment, but going to overall, it was a fun event. Had a lot of fun there, and I think they did a great job, but well, overall, great job, but they did have some pretty major screw ups. And going to the first of those is the entire Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor panel. I do think I briefly mentioned this with I think I mentioned the John Cena thing when I was talking about Peacemaker. I don't think I mentioned this, but it was a pretty big mess up they did. They sold tickets to it for guaranteed seating, and there was a gold and a silver ticket. I bought that silver ticket thinking, I'd get a good seat, and it turned out that they didn't set a limit to how many tickets they sold, and they sold so many tickets that, well, anyone that didn't buy one didn't get to go. I had a friend who went with me, and he didn't even get to go to the panel because, well, he didn't buy a ticket for it. They did open a theater after, but where they were streaming it, but he was already on his way out, so sadly he wasn't able to go to it, and that happened to so many other people because this theater was announced pretty late into it, and I got in line like an hour before the panel opened, and still I got really bad seats. If you could tell from the video I got of it, it wasn't in the best quality because I was so far back, and this is one where I thought I basically was going to get really good seating for it because I paid extra for that, and it really only paid for me to get a guaranteed seat there, and it wasn't even a good seat. Really, really disappointed by that. Then, as I mentioned with the Peacemaker review a few days ago, John Cena was, well, extremely popular there, and his line was so long that his panel started like 30 minutes late, and that was also pushed over, so another panel got screwed over because I went to the Orlando Bloom one, which also had paid seating, well, where I at least got a good seat for that one. That one was also just pretty disastrous because they just didn't schedule enough time for him to get all these autographs and photo ops. And there were so many other panels that started late. The Flash one I went to started, I think it was like 15 minutes late, so you just lost like 15 minutes of that panel. Same thing with the National Lampoon's one, and that one was just genuinely hilarious. If you saw what I uploaded, Chevy Chase was hilarious in that, and everyone else was great also. And yeah, honestly, I just don't think they did a really good job with the scheduling with this because basically all the panels I went to, even a Sean Gunn showed up a few minutes late, but it wasn't, too late. It was like maybe 5 minutes at the most. But of the ones I went to, and that was sorry, I'm blanking on them right now. It was the Flash one, the Orlando Bloom, the Guardians, the Sean Gunn, the National Lampoons, and the J Double feature. Well, two of those started late. The third one had just really bad scheduling, and then, well, one of them also started like late, but again, there was like a few minutes, so it wasn't really the end of the world. The only two that didn't really have any problems, the Orlando Bloom one and the Guardians one, those are the only ones that didn't have any problems with them, and Well, that's pretty bad. And then there was another one I wanted to go to. No, that one honestly it was canceled because it feels, from what I could understand, it was with the actress Ming Na Wen, and she just wasn't able to make it. It seems like her flight was canceled or something, and she just wasn't able to get there in time. So that was that one was disappointing, but that one really can't be blamed on them because the actress just wasn't able to make it there. But yeah, honestly, it was just honestly insane. Oh, and another major complaint. When I went in the line for Ewan McGregor's autograph, I was the first person in line, and then they let every single VIP person in before me. I mean, I understand, you let in like three or four, then you let one person in, and the wait wasn't terrible. It was like 20 minutes on top of like the 40 minutes early I got there because it was right when the place opened, and I went in at, well, I think I went in like a little after 9, and by the time I got there it was like 9:15, 9:20. But yeah, I was in line for a little bit over an hour, but it beat having to wait like 3 to 4 hours if I got in right when it opened at 10. But yeah, honestly, overall event was fun. Got some fun stuff, had a lot of fun there, and it was overall really enjoyable. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff where things went wrong, but once it started up, it was just an insane amount of fun. I just really, really enjoyed myself. As I said, so I got a good amount of stuff. I saw just a bunch of great people, and I also got to meet one other actor. I didn't show off this autograph because I got it as a gift for a family member, which was Chevy Chase, and he was also just a really nice guy. But yeah, honestly, had such an enjoyable time. Definitely gonna go back next year, but I just hope they're far better with the planning for this everything and scheduling because as I said, it was just really disastrous with how all these panels went. I had just so much fun. But yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed it. Definitely had a good selection of people, and overall, it was just a lot of fun. But yeah, honestly, I do want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.